readily.
Oh, I didn't recognize it at all.
Okay.
I thought she had fucking eaten something weird and it was blocking her fucking stomach.
She didn't like it.
I was just like, take an x-ray. I bet there's like a fork in her intestines or something like that, and that's
Just
why she's
freaking
not
out,
eating.
just panicking.
Because it's a big dog.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, she found a fork, covered in cheese or something.
By the way, this is the dog that I just took a picture of and put up on Twitter. Speaking of which, welcome back to the AnythingCast. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Eric.
And Eric's got a sick dog.
Yep.
She's a sick little girl. I just took a picture of her, put her up on Twitter if you want to see her. At I'll Review Any. She's a sweet girl. She's sick. We'll keep you updated. We'll keep you. This is the #1 dog update podcast. We update everybody about dogs. It's the whole deal. It's the whole show. If you're here for something else, I'm sorry to break it to you, but we're going to be talking about dogs.
Yeah, sorry. This is an animal welfare podcast.
Yes.
Yes. Like if you like PETA, fuck off. Go kill yourself.
And my wife says that I'm
kill
a real
every other
animal.
PETA member that you're aware of, and then you'll maybe have done some good. In this
Okay,
world
maybe
before
don't.
you go.
Maybe don't.
Don't actually kill anyone.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Maybe don't.
do
Maybe
that.
don't tell people to attack a
No, don't do that.
From-
Don't do
from
that.
one
Don't actually do that.
LLC to another. I'm
Maybe
pretty sure that we
just-
could go to court.
Maybe
if-
just don't support them in
Yeah.
any kind of financial way or
Yes.
anything like that. They get up to some dubious stuff. From time to
pour
time.
red paint on them. That's their favorite
That'd
move.
be a pretty good goof.
Yeah, that's their best. That's their big move. That's PETA's
Mhm.
big move is putting red paint on things.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good goof on them. But
Did you ever know anybody who had like one of those fur jackets like that the PETA would throw paint on? Like that was always the big thing. They would have like mink jackets and shit,
right,
and then they'd throw red paint on it. Did you ever know anybody with like a mink jacket?
I did not know.
Yeah, you did.
I'm
My mother has one.
oh, son of a bitch, really?
She does.
Did she get doused?
No, she has not. And
Oh, okay.
that has got to be the most expensive piece of clothing in that house.
I mean, I have a couple of animal products in here. I mean, I wear a leather jacket regularly,
Yeah,
so I mean, like,
that's it. I
generally
mean, that could,
speaking,
but that
it's
could
a
be
nice-
human leather. Yes,
100% sure it's not.
it could. You would never know.
I guess 99.9% repeating
You would never know, Eric. You
I
could be
would
running
say
around with
is,
human leather.
is a no on that. But
Where'd you get it from?
members only.
Yeah. Members only. Known flayers of human beings.
I really don't know enough about the company to
See?
say no.
See?
But I'm also still gonna stick to my 99.9%.
You heard it here, folks. Eric wears a
repeating.
human skin jacket
Chance
everywhere he
not.
goes, all the time. New dog update. One of the dogs is licking her paw on the recliner. That's the newest dog update from the Dog Update podcast. All right.
And that was my fat lab.
Yep. That's a fat black lady. That's what you've
fat
got over
black
there.
lady.
Yep. She is a fat black lady.
Mhm.
Is what that dog
That's what
is.
we're gonna go with for now.
That's her name. That is
Mhm.
her actual name that you have given her. I don't know why. I don't know. Look.
Possibly because she's a
No.
fat black lady.
Okay, but don't you think that that's a little bit presumptive? And not
It's
only
not
that,
presumptive, it's observational. She's fat. she's
no,
black, and
Eric, you
she's a
don't
lady.
know. You don't know what the dog's pronouns are. You're assuming her gender. She could be a fat black man.
I'm not sure how to respond to
Yeah, that's what I thought.
that.
Fucking Republicans.
Hmm.
You'll never understand.
Is it? I don't want to force a gender onto my dogs.
Oh,
Thank
so
you
what?
very
It's
much.
I'm sorry. So it's the gay agenda with you. It's always the gay agenda with you people.
No, I would like my dogs to be capable of deciding. Thank you very much.
Who's to say?
And until she says, then I will try to refer to her as respectfully as I
Damn
possibly
it!
can.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm doing
Yeah.
my best to come
I'm
up with a comeback.
out-PC'd you.
Yes,
Yes.
Jesus. What can I say? What if
You can't
she's
out-PC me.
okay? What if she's mute, Eric? What if she's disabled, handicapped. That's right. That is a handicapped.
Then I will
Black
spend the rest
dog.
of her and my life making as much sense as I can out of all of her body language. Which, to be fair, as a dog, I've already been doing. She doesn't really say anything that I've ever
I just
understood,
realized she's a
so-
fat black bitch.
She is
I
a
could have
fat
been
black
saying
bitch.
that. I could have
Well,
been saying that this
actually-
whole time.
No, wait,
As one
wait.
fat black bitch.
Hold on.
Yep.
Technically speaking, a bitch, I believe, dictionary defined is a pregnant dog. And that
Get
dog,
her over here.
and
Let's.
that dog was fixed before she ever had a chance for that, so she is technically ineligible to ever be a bitch. She's just a big black lady. She's just
She
a big
looks
fat
so.
black lady.
She's looking right at me. She knows we're talking about
She's
her.
a big sweet black lady.
She is. She's a big sweet black lady.
She's one of my best friends.
Oh,
She's
is that why she sits like that? She sits like a human. She's got she's got her legs off the recliner.
Yeah.
She's got her hands on either side.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy.
A
Yeah,
little bit.
now that I think about it,
I guess. I mean,
With-
I'm so used to it at this point that I don't really think.
you've
about
got
that
a
much.
leather jacket. She's she's giant and black and
I have a big
lady.
black leather jacket, and she's a big black lady. yes.
Yeah,
I mean, she doesn't have any problem with it, so I mean, kind of.
I'm thinking, starting to think I might have walked into a trap. I
Big
might
sweet girl. Who's a big sweet girl, Sadie?
thinking I might not make it home tonight. Starting to be a very terrifying situation for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I mean, she could rip your throat out easily.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, absolutely.
You think she would?
Under very specific circumstances, she definitely would. But
Let's test that.
that's only ever been somebody stress tested that once.
Yeah.
On accident. My younger brother, who's been on the podcast before, had one of his other Marine buddies over here,
Yes.
and they were spending the night because they were still in the Marine Corps, so they were only here for like.
You better
a couple
tell
of
me
days.
about how your brother's friend abused your dog.
Oh no, he didn't abuse the dog. Here's what happened:
Yeah.
is the way my house is set up, you can get from one side of the house to the other by either going through the kitchen or the master bedroom.
Yes, it is a labyrinth. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
It is an
So-
actual maze. You are. It's what you've been
Depending
calling
on which
yourself.
way you go and whether or not you're able to avoid the Minotaur.
Yeah, I've been calling yourself
Um,
King Midas. You've
yes.
got a guy and his son locked in your attic. I don't know what that's about.
They helped me. They're the architects. But,
Okay. Okay.
I'm making sure I don't give them any wax, though. I'm not a dumbass.
I did notice they got a lot of
Mm.
feathers up there, though.
Yeah.
They got
They
a lot of
got to put them together somehow, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So your
and I'm
brother
making sure
and his
I'm
friend
giving
were
them just
fighting the
enough hope.
Minotaur, I think is where you were.
No. They weren't fighting the Minotaur.
Oh, they were just in the labyrinth.
No. What it was is, yes, they were in the labyrinth.
Yes.
And
David
so
Bowie's
his-
labyrinth.
right. And his friend passed through the wrong gateway, right?
Yep.
And so what happened was his friend ended up passing through the gateway that led through our bedroom instead of the one that leads through the kitchen, which is a neutral zone because
Yeah.
anyone can walk through the kitchen. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it's like another
It's a
dimension.
fucking kitchen,
Yes.
But a bedroom, you're not necessarily supposed to go into, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're like invited or what have you.
Yes.
Or is this like open house? All the doors are open, but like, so okay. So he walks through the bedroom instead of walking through the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because it's late at night, everybody's been drinking or whatever. So it's okay to get confused, especially in this massive labyrinth with the monster
Yes.
chasing you.
Yes.
So obviously he's
All
got
the
an
trap
excuse.
doors and all.
like,
the
he's still cool.
Spike traps.
He didn't actually do anything weird. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
As soon as he got into that bedroom and went to go, because he wasn't planning on doing anything in the bedroom. He was just passing to the other side of the house.
Yeah.
As soon as he got into that bedroom, those two big ass babies over there, including that one over there chewing
The big
on
fat
nothing,
black lady.
the big fat black lady,
Yeah.
and that adorable little dog over there in the
The
corner.
default dog and the
default-
character creator.
the default dog and the character creator over there from
Yeah.
Fallout.
Yep.
Dog
Dog meat.
dog meat over there. The two of them who are absolute babies who absolutely do nothing. Which you have confirmed.
Just to
recently.
shout it out again, I did tweet a picture of this dog right before this podcast. Go and like that tweet. Go follow me on Twitter at I'll Review Any. Go see the default dog, the
She's
famous
a big, sweet baby.
the famous default dog.
What simply happened was, and it's very easy to say. He went through the wrong gateway, blah, blah, blah. He ended up in the bedroom. And as he walked into the bedroom, these two sweet babies over here instantly went into Cerberus mode. And said, well, no, you're not actually allowed through the gates.
Cerberus would be like 3 dogs, though. This is just 2 dogs.
Well,
this is like
the Chihuahua was also there, but
it's like Cerberus's retarded brother.
He was just humping his legs. So,
yeah.
You know.
So it's like, this is like mental disorder Cerberus.
You ever seen
understand.
that little meme drawing of Ghidorah or Ghidorah from Godzilla?
Yeah, yeah.
Where it has like the strong, medium, and retarded heads.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. It was kind of like that.
Kind of like that, yeah. Kind of like that. Yeah.
You've got that thing I've seen.
But,
that's roaming around in here too. That's in the labyrinth. You've got the strong, medium, and retarded Ghidorah.
Yeah, basically. So if you cross that line and try and go in there while me and my wife are asleep, they will walk you back out of the room.
Oh, that's sweet.
They will. That's the only time you can activate that mode in them, though. You have to.
They're like
cross
trap
that threshold.
dogs. They're like trap dogs.
Oh, they're absolutely good.
Sleeper agent
any other
dogs.
time. But if you invade our bedroom while me and my wife are asleep, they will rip your flesh off of your bones.
We'll get them over here. What are we waiting for?
They're relatively self-aware though.
I got a dog update. Dog update on the Dog Update podcast. The dog has moved. The dog was in one spot. Now it is approximately in the exact same spot, except for like vertically flipped. It's like it's like you took the picture of the dog and then you put it in paint and then vertically flipped or horizontally flipped it. Excuse me. It's just mirrored. This is a mirrored dog. That is the update for the hot dog update.
She
podcast.
did a mirror flip.
Yeah,
she kept her little hot dog chunks.
Yes,
too.
little. Oh yes. Also, the dog has not eaten all of the hot dog. That's another dog update.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
she's not feeling very well.
That'll cover the dog updates for a while. I was getting.
That's part of it. She's got a hypoadrenal corticism, I believe, or something.
It sounds a lot worse than it is.
It's Addison's, if you're familiar. Or it's possibly Addison's. We're still waiting on some test results from some blood tests. I had to take a 2.5 hour break from work today to work with the on-site vet, which is why we're recording late today.
Yes.
We actually could have recorded much, much earlier. Before I had nearly as much alcohol as I have already had. But it didn't work out that way because I had a lot of dog kennels to clean and not a lot of time. Especially because I had to take a break halfway through because my shelter doc helped me out with my dog. And that's why I'm aware that she might have a glandular disorder, which is why I'm waiting on a blood test to
I've got a
come back
news update for you, Eric.
Oh,
got
more
a news update.
Yes.
Hamlin has said that I meant no religious disrespect for wearing jacket. No context to that, assuming the man was probably doing something disrespectful with his jacket.
Who the fuck is Hamlin?
That's a good question. I don't know who Hamlin is, but we can find
I've
out.
heard that last name before, but that
it's like Hamilton, but he's like Hamilton's retarded brother. It's
Hamlin.
Like Hamlin.
I'm Hamlin.
Yeah,
Hamlin.
It's like Hamilton the play.
He's trying to say
except
Hamilton,
for it's like a lot of
people
with Down syndrome that can't walk.
That's so fucked up.
It's Hamlin.
Actually, is that even fucked up? Imagine that. Actually, for
Buffalo
just 1 second.
Bills safety Damar Hamlin said Wednesday he never intended to offend anyone for attending the Super Bowl wearing a jacket that critics deemed to feature an offensive depiction of Jesus.
What? Let me see this picture.
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if there is a picture.
Let me see what this offensive depiction of Jesus is.
And it's just him, but he's brown and he looks like he's from the Middle East. Let me see. Hamlin Jesus jacket. That's going to be a weird thing in my search history.
Is that it? People do realize that people who are naturally from Jerusalem, especially 2,500 years ago or so, they ain't the whitest
The first thing
folk.
that came up was the thing I had last searched for, which was Eric the Hedgehog. So I just came up with, I searched for a jacket and a bunch of like dumb deviant art hedgehog showed up, and I was like, well, that's not his jacket at all. That's not Jesus at all. That's not what Jesus.
That is the truth.
Yeah, I can see how that could be offensive. You know, it's
Yes,
trying to say
Jesus
that
the hedgehog.
Jesus, oh, dude, Jesus the hedgehog, dude. I have found the way to bring every autistic kid to Christianity.
Just a bunch of pictures. Didn't we?
I
didn't
know.
we look up
I know.
Sonichu being
My friend-
crucified
no.
like a while ago?
Yes, we did. Also, my
You found a model that had been made of Sonichu being crucified. We considered buying it briefly.
we did consider buying it briefly.
I'm not against that. If he's still selling it, it was a.
My dad knows a family, and they've got a little girl. She's like 9 or something, right? Her favorite thing in the world right now is Sonic the Hedgehog, and
That's
I feel like
fine.
my parents are not understanding like the degree to which that could go wrong.
Oh yeah, it
I'm
does
like-
have. Oof.
Yeah, I'm like, look, just keep an eye on her, all right? Like keep a fucking eye on her. Like that shit is gonna go south the moment she hits puberty. I swear to God. Just I can see it in her eyes. She's got a little bit of the, you know,
She's got that
got a little
glint.
bit of the, you know what I'm saying.
Oh shit.
Got a little bit of that.
Oh, well, China eye.
That's what we calls her. We calls her all little China eye. That's, they're not taking that part
I
seriously.
accidentally make that ridiculously
hasn't gotten-
racist.
Yeah, she hadn't got treating for China eye yet. It's,
No. I made it
unfortunately, she was
racist.
born with it.
I made it racist.
Yeah.
I'm super sorry.
Okay, that is a pretty shitty depiction
I
of
apologize
Jesus.
for that.
This is pretty awful.
Oh wait, okay. So let's see.
Like, that looks like a deviant art drawing. That looks terrible. That doesn't look like. That barely looks like Jesus.
Okay.
Like that looks like a 6-year-old drew
not
Jesus.
in the way that I thought it would look terrible.
Right? Yes, exactly. That is not what I expected that to be.
This doesn't seem worthy of my attention, quite frankly. Like it's
Future
just
Patrick,
like,
if this episode gets on YouTube, put up a picture of the what's this man? Damar Hamlin's jacket that has Jesus on it. Thank you.
it's just I don't know any way of describing this other than not worthy of my attention.
Well,
Like,
I got bad news,
I mean,
Eric.
it looks silly, I guess, but like it's like really.
Sidney Powell cited a woman who claimed to be a headless time-traveling entity in an email pushing election conspiracy theories. Did I say anything to you?
Start that over.
Sidney
again.
Powell cited woman who claimed to be a headless time-traveling entity in email pushing election conspiracy theories.
So a chick with no head is sending out emails.
All right, forget that, Eric. We're going on to the next one. Man facing jail over theft of almost 200,000 Cadbury cream eggs.
Now
My
that
man-
is a man on a mission.
My
right
man
there.
loves Cadbury cream
That man
eggs.
needs that fucking cream.
What would you do?
Shit.
What would you do with so many I guess you would just sell them, right? Like that would be like a mob thing where
I
you'd be
don't
like,
even know at this point. Like what? Like
I can understand
Cadbury
selling.
cream eggs.
Yeah, like obviously he probably like took a truck with them or something, right?
I mean, he must have. This must be like. What's the word? Like corporate espionage?
Yeah. Or he stole a
espionage,
truck
but
and the
like-
truck was already transporting Cadbury cream eggs and he wanted the truck
right
and not the Cadbury cream eggs. I could see that too.
Well, I mean, like all the product in there, and he would sell it without paying for it.
yeah, pretty much. I mean,
You
even then,
Like he owns a gas station or something.
you're
and
saying like he would fence the Cadbury cream eggs.
essentially.
He would
yeah,
go to like the Oblivion guy that lives in the slums
you
behind the
steal a
house.
shit ton of product and then you sell it at your shop.
What was the fence name in Oblivion? He lived behind the house. He had the he had the torch.
There were a bunch of fences.
He stood. I'm talking about the black one, Eric. The
Oh, the
first
first
one you
one?
get.
Oh,
What
dick.
was his name?
I just remember the gray fox, man. I don't remember the rest of that quest line.
I feel like that's all I ever made it to.
I remember the gray fox from Oblivion,
But I made
and
it that way
remember
so many times.
The fucking nightingales from.
Okay, I
Skyrim.
have an update. The man who stole 200,000 Cadbury cream eggs used a stolen tractor to tow them away. So he definitely was there to get the Cadbury cream eggs. That was like the intention. The intention was to get the Cadbury cream eggs, and we can now confirm that.
Maybe the man just loves cream-filled chocolate. I mean,
Maybe.
I can't, like...
Oh, and he admitted that he stole them. He also has admitted that he stole them. I'm just going to read this to you, Eric. I think this is a good enough story.
Or something, and thought like, oh man, if I could have like a pallet of that.
I don't think I've ever been like, yeah, I want that much, like a pallet of something.
Well, then, like, you know, you wouldn't have to go get it anymore.
I guess.
Like,
a chocolate thief
perishable.
is facing jail after admitting he stole almost 200,000 Cadbury cream eggs in a heist worth more than $31,000.
That's
Joby
grand larceny for sure.
Joby Poole, 32, dubbed the Easter Bunny by police, used a stolen lorry cab to make off with chocolate after breaking into a Telford industrial unit with a metal grinder on Saturday. He is expected to be jailed for about 2 years next month after pleading guilty to theft and criminal damage.
Well.
Opening the facts of the case on Tuesday, prosecutor Owen Beale of Kidderminster Magistrates Court. That sounds like a fake-ass court. Welcome to Kidderminster Magistrates! Yeah, that's
from Harry Potter?
Yeah, he is actually a wizard.
Yes,
Kidderminster Magistrates Court.
That explains why he's stealing chocolate eggs.
I don't know if you have seen the news recently. There was a load that was stolen, and on the trailer was Cadbury products, a large number of cream eggs. He said Poole, a self-employed ground worker, used a tractor unit that had been stolen in the Yorkshire area in October to tow away the trailer full of chocolate, which was then driven away, eventually reaching the northbound M40. He took it on the highway? Poole was spotted by police and gave up at Junction 11 and walked towards the police with his hands up. He was arrested and the load was removed. This clearly wasn't spur-of-the-moment offending, if I can put it like that, because he had taken with him a tractor unit that he had to know that the load was there in the first place, said Beale. Magistrates were told that Poole from West Yorkshire was previously convicted of theft, handling stolen goods, and driving while disqualified in 2019. Beale said this is clearly an organized criminal matter. You don't just happen to learn about a trailer with that kind of value being available.
And we got this hardcore Cadbury cream egg traffickers. Man, the UK is something different.
Seriously, this is like, I want to live in this world.
Right?
If this was what crime was like in America.
Hardcore organized criminals were trafficking Cadbury cream eggs.
And then
fucking Willy Wonka ass motherfuckers over here.
Let's finish the article. This is pretty damn fun.
By all means, yes.
Defense solicitor John McMillan told the court that Poole understood a substantial sentence was likely.
Shit.
He stopped the vehicle when he realized he was being followed. Everything stolen had been recovered, and that will no doubt assist the owners of the various items that have been taken, he said. There has been no interference with the food products that were taken, and they will be in a condition that they can go back on the shelves. In a series of tweets on Monday, West Mercia police described the incident as an eggs extravagant theft.
Mercia. Go on. Sorry.
West Mercia police, yeah!
Police,
yeah! Police!
Yeah,
We
police.
describe things.
UK love the police.
In a series of tweets on Monday, West Mercia police described the incident as an extravagant theft of a chocolate collection box.
Oh my God.
Shortly after the theft, a vehicle presumably purporting to be the Easter Bunny was stopped northbound on the M42 and a man was arrested on a suspicion of theft, they said. Poole will be sentenced at Shrewsbury Crown Court on the 14th of March.
Well,
imagine that being your week. Imagine you are going to court for felonies for possibly like years. You're going to prison because you stole
like thousands of Cadbury cream eggs.
And you took them on the highway on a tractor. I don't blame the man for giving up. I don't blame him for giving up. The moment I had to get on the highway with him and I realized that was the only way I was getting away with him, I think I would have given up too.
I was like, either I'm going to get home or the police are going to pull me over and I'm just going to give up.
Well,
like,
in America, the police would pull you over and then they'd shoot you, Eric.
The Cadbury cream egg guy. But if I don't, then obviously I have no defense here. I'm just going to have to throw my hands up and be like,
the police come to your house.
I stole 3 tons of Cadbury cream eggs. As most Yorkshire people sound like.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I stole them. I stole
yeah.
a shit ton of Cadbury cream eggs. I'm so sorry.
I love the. I remember the Yorkshire, the Yorkshire
the
New
hard
Yorker.
Yorkshire
Yeah, the hard
accent.
Yeah. The Brooklyn Yorkshire.
I might be confusing that with the New Yorkshire.
Yeah,
but,
the New Yorkshire accent.
But I feel like I'm pretty close. So
it's where they trade on the new stock market.
I'm not willing to, acknowledge the difference.
Okay. Yeah. I used to want everything to. I used to want like the world to be like in anime or cartoons where it would be called like New Tokyo or something.
Yes. Neo
like
Tokyo.
Everything gets a new at
yeah.
the beginning of it.
Right.
I always wanted that to be what the actual future was.
You do realize that in all those future scenarios, though, all of the places that are called like New something or Neo something, is because it got like devastated, nuclear war or something, and like that's the reason. Because otherwise, they just keep calling it San Francisco.
Yeah, but it's cool.
If San Francisco got wiped off the map and a new town got put in its place, they call it Neo San Francisco.
Neo San Francisco? That would be where the neo fags would be from.
I mean,
they'd be hyper gay. They would be.
Yeah,
these
probably,
would be the.
But that's not the point.
These would be the most futuristic gay men. Imagine the hyper power bottoms, the neo hyper power bottom.
You gotta appreciate the power bottoms.
Yeah,
though. I mean,
they're wearing neon lights on their like
power
hats.
bottoms. Neo hyper bottoms. You still have to appreciate
cyberpunk leather daddies.
The power bottoms always have to be appreciated.
Cyberpunk leather daddies with their like with their assless chaps and their black hats and their like straps and everything. Imagine
it's weird
that.
How
but like,
leather is almost universal. Like for some reason, we will always be skinning cows for clothes.
Apparently so, and apparently
like,
it's very
the
gay.
most futuristic and gayest thing you could possibly do is continue, strapping on. Forgive me for the implication there, but strapping on more,
skin,
cow skin.
You think that was where he got the idea for Buffalo Bill
skin.
in the that movie where he was skinning people, where he was like, gay people like leather, so because like the character was supposed to be
more if he had.
Yeah, if he
leather.
had like human leather. Do you think that's where like the mental jumps were? He was like, how do I make a gay guy scary? And he was like, what do gay people like? And then he was like, leather.
I mean, same way of like, what's it, like 7 degrees from Kevin Bacon? I bet there's like 4 degrees away from that. Like, I'll give you that.
That's fair. That's
like,
fair.
Even if it's not like, at a motivation directly, I would say that's at least like 3 or 4 degrees from it.
That guy is a bigot. The guy who made that, a bigot. Coming up with that idea, Jesus. What a horrible human being. I can't fucking believe it.
In the writer for Silence of the Lambs?
Yes. Bigot, terrible human being.
You would argue that he's a bigot?
There's no argument to be had, Eric. That is just the truth.
Because he skins people?
Because he made yes.
Because he doesn't skin black women.
Yes, absolutely. That is exact. I was worried that you weren't going to get to it on your own. I figured for a second there I thought we couldn't do
Asian women or anything.
I was just saying I didn't know if we could keep doing the podcast together if you
there.
didn't get there on your own. If you didn't get to that headspace, I was really worried that we were going to have to stop.
Okay, I see what you're getting at now.
Yeah. Can't be doing a show with a guy who's not.
You're saying that I'm a racist.
No, Eric, I'm saying I'm racist.
Oh. Son of a bitch.
Damn it, I can't. Fuck.
Okay, look. Hey, we're going to get through this. We're going to understand this, and we're going to get through this.
I don't know.
Look.
I'm scared.
Okay.
Scared.
People come in a lot of different shapes and sizes and colors.
No.
And at the end of the day, like, almost all of them are douchebags.
But
it has no bearing on their races, creeds, or
But
cultures.
why do I just hate white people, Eric?
Because most of the people are white.
Why did God make me this way?
It's very simple. Most of the people are white, so most of the people you hate are white.
I gotta get this off my mind. I gotta read some news. I gotta read some
People
news.
are so hateable, man. Like, it's fine. You're supposed to hate people. Most people suck.
China and Iran have called on Afghanistan to end the restrictions on women.
Say that again.
China and Iran have called on Afghanistan to end their restrictions on women.
I'm glad they're calling out the hard points there.
Gotta end those restrictions.
Yeah, like, I mean, women, man, like, yeah, I mean, you gotta let them, you know.
Romania's cam girl industry fears being tainted by Andrew Tate arrest. They're worried
I
that
don't even know how to respond to that. So, like, they're worried that less desperate males will be online? Like, what?
That's a good way. You know what, actually? I don't know. It could go both ways. I had not thought about it that way, but that is
Tate
exactly.
was mostly just, like, followed by, like, incels and fatherless online males.
Humiliating. Denver City Council candidate had to crawl to the debate stage due to a lack of wheelchair access.
There is absolutely no way that a committee of human beings in the modern age,
The Denver City Council,
would allow someone
to crawl
to
to the debate stage.
that.
On the debate stage. Because there was no wheelchair access. I mean, I do believe her when she says, or he, I suppose it doesn't say either one. I do believe that would be fucking humiliating. Imagine that.
I mean, I can also see them doing it just to make a point, because I feel like if I was
that
there,
bitch ain't getting up here.
well, like, no. What I mean is, like, so like all the access is fucked up or whatever, and like there's no way to get a wheelchair up there. So like, as much as like me as her like attendant or bodyguard or whatever,
You just
would've,
pick her
like-
up. And
like
then,
I'd have picked her fucking up,
yeah,
right?
just
like,
pick her up, put the wheelchair up there,
I'd
take
picked
her up there to the
put
wheelchair.
up there and put her in the fucking wheelchair.
Yeah,
but like,
But the wheelchair probably wouldn't reach the microphone on the podium.
that's probably not the point she was trying to make, though. I feel like, you know, as much as someone could have done that for her, she was just trying to make the point.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just like, there's no way a proper, like, there's no way that
Somebody would have been able to pick her up.
auditorium
Yeah, somebody would
did
have been
not
able to do
have
it.
like 5 or 6 dudes who or women or anybody who would have been like, oh no, fuck that, let's just grab her fucking wheelchair and pick her ass up real
Maybe they
quick.
took the wheelchair away from her and they threw it away because they didn't like her so much. So she crawled there and they spit on her while she was crawling up the stage.
I mean, in that case, then like,
They said
you
she's
know,
despicable. They say,
they made her point for her.
yeah.
And she's
They
a
said,
brave
"Get the fuck outta here."
She's a brave warrior of a woman.
Well, all women are brave warriors, Eric.
A lot of them are.
Yes. Portuguese government to spend 30 million euro on an event to join Catholic priests and youth after report uncovers that nearly 5,000 children were sexually abused by clergy during the last few decades.
Did I mention it on the podcast that
You were molested by a priest, yes. But we can't
Yeah,
say
that.
that publicly.
I was just gonna say that there was a like
Whoever,
it was-
cut that out. Whoever's editing this, cut that out.
Yes. Please cut that out. I don't want anyone to know about the
Father
incredibly
O'Malley.
vicious and malicious,
That guy was a monster.
and incredibly hot.
All right.
time That me and I called him Daddy, by the way.
Man
not
beats
father.
machine at Go in
But,
human victory over
what,
an AI.
What? Sorry.
A man has beat a machine at Go in a human victory over AI. Go as in the board game Go.
Oh, so like
Japanese
chess.
chess.
Yeah.
A man has finally beaten an AI. It's finally happened. No man has ever defeated one before.
Okay. I feel like that article's phrasing is kind of stupid.
Child labor in the United States costs $15,138 per child, reports say.
Wait, what?
Child labor in the United States costs $15,138 per child.
That is a confusing statement, and I don't understand what it means.
I think they're trying to say that if we had
What are
children
you
working,
saying?
then
It would cost more money to
I
have
don't know.
children
I
work.
don't. I'm thinking.
You're saying it does cost that much.
Maybe
like,
that's
what-
how much you would pay a child
child
per
labor
year,
is illegal.
and maybe that's how much you would pay a child per year.
And if what?
Maybe
I
it's
don't-
costing the children. The children could be making that money, but they're not. and it's costing every child $15,000 a year. How about that angle?
I'm confused on every level, from every angle of that.
Well, that's pretty much the. We're going to read that. You want to read that article? You want to see how children are being squashed in the economic youth market of today? I can pull it up for you.
Fuck yeah, I guess. Fuck it. At this point,
While that loads, let's get a dog update. I need a dog update on the dog update. Okay, we've got the beautiful black bitch is standing next to me. She's sweet, wagging her tail. The other one is getting an IV drip. Default dog.
This fat black lady.
Yes. Default dog is getting a IV drip. She's laying sweetly on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's the dog update. That's probably our final dog update for this podcast, the dog update podcast. Another dog update. I thought that would be the last dog update of the podcast, but unfortunately we have one more dog update. I was not holding up the IV bag for the dog. I'm now holding the dog's IV bag.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I'm hanging it in the air. I thought this would weigh a lot more than it does. This is pretty chill. Why didn't you get one of those IV stands that they got? Those fancy hospital stands.
Well, hopefully we'll start giving her more medication soon, and she'll be able to get over a lot of this. So we're giving her fluids just to make sure that she doesn't.
Yeah, but surely there was a guy in the hospital that we could have taken one of those stands from.
I mean,
it would have been so easy too. It wouldn't even have been hard.
I mean, yeah, he's pretty weak.
So why didn't you think of that, Eric?
Because I work in a dog shelter. I don't work in the hospital, so the IV came.
I didn't say that the man was human.
Oh well, I mean, fair enough.
Company fined for using minors at Dodge City car grill plant. That's it. A company that provides food safety sanitation services around the nation has paid $1.5 million in penalties, according to the U.S. Department of Labor. Investigators say that the Packers Sanitation Services of Wisconsin employed at least 102 children ages 13 to 17 in hazardous occupations that had them work overnight shifts at 13 meat processing plants in 8 states. The Department of Labor says 26 of the minors worked at the Car Grill Incorporated plant in Dodge City. Under the Fair Labor Standards Act of the Department of Labor assessed PSSI $15,138 for each child who was employed in violation of the law, the amount of this maximum civil money penalty allowed by federal law. DOL's Wage and Hour Division began investigating PSSI in August. So yeah, costing them $15,000.
So they're running a bunch of fucking teenagers through the fucking meat market?
Yeah. So...
I mean, to be fair, I've been to local grocery stores that had 16, 17-year-olds working in the meat market. But
we can't say that.
Not that meat market, the other meat market. The one where you eat the meat. The animal meat. The animal meat.
Yes. Thank you.
You consume it. You chew it up and swallow it.
Yes.
That
like on
that
sandwiches, like turkey and ham and other processed meats. These are processed meats, not non-processed meats. Definitely animal meat.
Right.
And definitely a
non-human animal.
Yes, non-human animal meats.
Mm-hmm. Anything else would be ridiculous.
Editor, cut that part out. Cut that whole part out. We can't keep any of that. That's just too obvious.
There's no reason.
Can't do...
Surely no one would think.
Can't do identifying stuff on the podcast. In November, the solicitor's office filed a complaint with the U.S. District Court of Nebraska, claiming that it had evidence that the PSSI had employed at least 31 children in hazardous occupations to clean dangerous powered equipment during overnight shifts at GBS USA plants in Grand Island, Nebraska, and Worthington, Minnesota, and at Turkey Valley Farms in Marshall, Minnesota.
What is this late 19th century bullshit I'm hearing right
U.S.
now?
District Court Judge John
Cleaning
M. Garrard,
industrial machinery?
Right? Issued a contemporary restraining order forbidding the company and its employees from committing child labor violations. Oh,
well, that's good.
That's good. He issued a temporary restraining order forbidding them from it.
Temporary restraining order?
In December, the Department of Labor says the Nebraska court entered a consent order and judgment in which PSSI agreed to comply with all of the FLSA's child labor rules in all of its operations. Good for them.
Good.
The Department of Labor says the company has also agreed to take significant steps to ensure future compliance with the law, including employing an outside compliance specialist. The Department of Labor says
pay
PSI
to tell people that they're definitely not abusing
definitely
children.
not happening in here. No, sir. You can go right on along.
They come from the Catholic Church.
No children in here, sir.
No children.
Portugal's on
getting,
that. Was it
abused
Portugal?
here. Is it Portugal?
I don't. Was it Portugal who was putting children and priests closer? We just read about that. The Department of Labor says that the PSI paid the $1.5 million in civil money penalties on Thursday. These children should never have been employed in meat packing plants, and this can only happen when employers do not take responsibility to prevent child labor violations from occurring in the first place. Jessica Lumen, Principal Deputy Administrator of the Wage and Hour Division, said, I definitely thought that would be a man's speech pattern. Just reading it ahead. I'm sorry, Jessica. Miss Lumen, I did not mean to make you into a deeply Southern man.
Now I'm thinking of like the Halloween movies like Dr. Loomis.
The Department of Labor has made it absolutely clear that violations of child labor laws will not be tolerated. Solicitor of Labor Seema Nanda said in a news release, no child should ever be subject to these conditions found in this investigation. KSN News reached out to Cargill for its response to the DOL's findings about PSSI. Cargill said PSSI was a vendor. The allegation settled today between PSSI and the Department of Labor did not involve any claims of misconduct against Cargill. The allegations against PSSI were not substantiated by any evidence in the court of law. The only PSSI employer allegedly working at the Cargill facility, who was identified by name as a minor by the Department of Labor, was investigated and proven to be an adult. Under no circumstances to Cargill tolerate underage sorry, I've been drinking.
Under
labor ager, and will terminate existing contracts if they are violated. We have robust auditing process and contractor requirements, and we hold all three parties to the highest ethical standards, says Cargill Incorporated.
What sounds
and then it's just a list.
Better, but are they the ones who were employing children?
Yep, they affected the most minors. 26 minors were done by them, which cost
13 is
which they the penalties
young.
They assessed were $393,000.
How'd you let a 13-year-old slip through the crack? Nobody knew that guy wasn't an adult.
Right? Like nobody looked at him and went, something's a little bit fucky. I don't know.
You might be 5 years younger than the bare minimum acceptable allowance for an adult. You kind of look like a child.
No,
I have seen big 13-year-olds before.
What if it was 3 kids in a trench coat, Eric? What if it was 3 kids in a trench coat down there spraying it down?
Happiness, like fucking.
They're
cartoon.
spraying down heavy machinery. What if that was what it was? That would have been pretty cool.
There we go.
They're hanging out. They've got like brooms for hands because their hands aren't long enough. They're trying to hold the power washer and it's going all which way.
Right.
They're freaking out. One of the kids at the bottom hands the kid at the top something by passing it up after they drop something. Maybe potentially one of the brooms. I don't know. This like from behind, they look like 3 balls. They've got it like way too tight on them, so it's like very obvious.
Right. So that they can keep the stance going.
So that they can keep the stance going. They're probably on stilts. Maybe the bottom child is wearing platform shoes.
Right. It's a big trench coat too.
The kid at the top's wearing like those glasses. They've got the mustache on them.
Right.
He's Vincent Manley. He goes by Vincent Manley. He tried to take out money from his father's bank account. This was their giant plan. Did you ever do that? Did you ever stack on top of 2
other small children and try and pass myself off as an adult? Yeah. No, only once for opioids, but generally no. Though I mean, we were selling them to
damn
the
those
cartels.
6-year-old crack addicts. You think any midgets ever did that? I hate to use the word midgets, but do you think that they literally ever had to try to do that for any reason in history? There was a legitimate reason where the 3 little people were like, all right, here's the plan.
Well, I gotta be honest, little people and or midgets, whatever's less offensive or whatever. I think little people is better now.
Probably.
I think little people
I'm not sure.
Great
it's
either
right.
Anymore.
Like we're from Mississippi. I've seen seen 2 little people in my entire life.
People
they don't
who
exist
suffer
down
from
here.
Dwarfism or whatever.
They don't exist
and/or
here. We
people who
throw
are
them off of
super-
the cliff after they're born.
Yeah, like Spartan style.
Yes.
Yep.
They literally do not. Like I said, I've
Mm.
seen 2, and those guys, their parents were rich.
Yep.
As the only excuse.
Mm-hmm. It was like that guy from 300 with the hunchback.
And the massive cock.
Yes.
Yeah. That guy had the biggest
they
cock.
cut out that scene, but it's right
It's on the
after
Blu-ray.
They show all the weird, sexy, and disturbing stuff.
Yeah.
They show on the Blu-ray, if you grab a 300, they'll show him with his massive horse cock.
Anyways, this has been the Dog Updates podcast.
Yep.
Follow us on everything where you get your podcasts.
Generic dog is still doing okay. She's
Yep.
still standing still. She's almost done with her
Almost done with her IV. And the big bitch is right next to me. She's just watching. She's just having a good time. She's just laying on the floor, just watching.
There's
this has
all
been
your updates.
There's all your updates. This is the Dog Update Podcast. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Eric.
And we'll see you guys next time for more Dog Updates.
Take it easy, guys.